Question for you, Shrikant. What's the purpose of creating tags?
So purpose, there are like many, like a lot of usage for the tags. One thing is you can quickly search for the instance or like search for the resources, whatever you have. And the second thing is there is also an option to group these things. Okay, example, if you have a project and you can put something like project name and give like alpha, and you might have like 20 projects in the same account, and you will be different, you can differentiate with the same thing. And you can also add tags like requester, so you can know like who has requested this instance and this one. And there will be also billing IDs or billing account number, so you can also add the tag billing ID and give some number, and that number is allocated to specific project or specific team. So when you get an overall bill, right, you'll get a consolidated bill, it's a complete bill together. So at that point of time, if you put this proper tags, you can exactly say how much how much spent was there for a specific project. Example, you have 100 servers running,
Got
but
it.
your project, you are using only 5 of them. But if you properly tag them, you know you will get the bill only for your 5. Like, you can, there is a filter option to
So we can say
get the
that
bill.
what department is having how many, instances running.
Yeah, even that you can do. And it's also like you can easily filter the instances. Example, let me share my screen. So if you can see here, so even the names are coming as tags. You got it right. So if I type like Linux,
I
so
don't
you'll
see it actually.
We
you
cannot
don't
see your screen, Shrikant.
see my screen yet. Okay, I think I'll just share. Yeah, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
Okay. So let me go to the volumes. I don't know if how many volumes are there here. So if you can see volumes, there are so many volumes, right? We don't see there are so many volumes. So in that, I just only need the Windows one. Okay. See, it's easy to filter these things. And second thing is you can add more tags. Like example, go back to the instances. You can add more tags like um, so what I was trying to say before is I can say like project. So I can add like which project it is, right? Okay. Maybe we can say like alpha 1. Project name is alpha 1. Okay, I'll add that and I'll add it here, and I'll also add requester who has requested this mission.
Deepika.
Yeah, and link. Example, if my team is like specified to like 009 is a billing account, I can put that. Also add department. Department is this. And I can say it is data or So in this way, you can add tags here. And when I select something like requester equal to okay, where is that instance? To put the tags on, yeah. Okay, so you got that instance where we have added that thing. And also you can search something like project. So in that way, if you have added proper tags here, we have only one or two instances, so it is very straightforward. But if you have like hundreds and thousands of it, it will be like very much helpful. So this is like properly organizing the instances and the inventory. Only then you would be able to get to that specific project quickly. Otherwise, it's not like hundreds. You'll have like thousands of instances also in some accounts if you have to maintain it. So in some of the companies, only single account will be used by all the users. So at that point of time, people will try to create instances, and at least for you to find your instance, you can add these tags. And the most important thing is for the billing, which I told you. The billing can also be, I'll show you in the next topic. And one more thing is you can also use it for automation. Like before I've told you, Deepika, right? There is a Lambda function. So if you have like 100 missions in this account, so you want only 10 missions to be stopped on every 8 o'clock. So you'll tag all those instances with some value, and you'll give that value to the Lambda function stating that whatever instances have this value, stop it at morning 5 o'clock, start it at morning 8 o'clock and stop it at 6 p.m. You understood what I'm trying to say, right? So if you have 100 missions, you need only 5 missions to be stopped. So you can add the tag into that automation. So even for automation also you can use tagging.
So same like backup.
Yeah. So yeah, there is, okay, that's very good point. So there is one tag where you can add backup. So you have an option. There is a service where AWS is providing you like backup, AWS backup. So in this AWS backup, what it does is you will just select the backup plan and the configure it, and you will add one tag stating that you'll create some tag like tags is equals to like backup is equals to like prod or dev or something like that. So whatever instances have the tag, it will create automatic backup for those.
Got it. So we have to choose the date, time, and everything, right? And EST,
Exactly.
PT, MT.
All that, yeah, all that configurations can be done, and then after that in the backup plan, and then you can add tags on it. You can create a backup plan like this with the template you have already. You can just put some name here and see if you can see daily, monthly. If you want to create your own, you can create your own one also. Build a new plan. This is just template what you already have. If you want to create a new plan, you can do it this way. But yeah, we'll come to this. This is we are going too much advanced. There are people who don't understand this backup stuff yet. So let's go back to, so until yesterday you were clear, right? You know what is cloud computing, right? You know the advantages. You have gone through the advantages, right? Go through the advantages page, the 6 advantages, right? Okay. And then you know how to create an EC2 instance, and you know what is region, and you know what is availability zone, and you know what is edge locations, right? Are you
Yes,
guys
Srikanth.
clear until here,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and we will be creating these instances on the specific regions or in the specific availability zones. So that is from me. So now let's go back to okay. So now let's go back to the basic stuff and AWS pricing. So initially, when we have discussed about the cloud thing, we said that it's pay as you go. That means whatever you use, you will be charged only for that, right? You whatever you use, only you'll be charged for that. And then you can say like, okay, then Deepika said like, okay, I have created one instance and I've used it and I stopped it. I got this charge. And on the other hand, Pile want to use this instance for like 1 year. Okay, 1 year continuously. I won't stop it. I'll be paying all the stuff. So even when you go to a shop, when you buy bulkly, you'll get some discount, right? So for the customers who are using something like that, AWS is giving some discount that is up to 75% discount. Okay, up to 75% discount. That means if Deepika is paying $100, Pile will be paying only $25 per month or something like that. If she's using like if she have reserved that instance for 1 year, if you can see this one, you can get 75% of the discount. So we call them as reserved instance, RI. Okay, so in RI we have three plans. Either you can use 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. Okay, it starts from 1 year. So if you want to use any of the instance for 1 year, you are reserving the instance and you will get discount on it. If you the 3 years is the maximum and you can save up to 75%. So most of the applications like Facebook or any of the public faced applications are there, right? That applications you won't stop those instances, because if you stop the instances, the application will be down. You won't be able to access. Sometimes the WhatsApp and Facebook will be down, right? That's what happens in the backend. There will be some issues in the server. So the server has to run 24/7. So at that point of time, it is very much helpful, and you can save a lot of money if you go for reserved instance. But for on demand, it's pay as you go. Okay. And for some services, what AWS do is, if you use more, it will give you like more discount. This is for duration. When the reserved instance is for duration, and pay less when you use more option is when, example, you have an S3 bucket and you are saving a lot of data. If you saved 1 GB of, like if you put 1 GB of your data, you will get one charge. If you put like 10 GB of data, you will get little less charge because you're using more. Okay, so that is automatically done for services like S3 and this stuff. But for this one, you need to reserve it. You need to say that, hey, AWS, I'm reserving this instance. If you don't say it, you will be charged as pay as you go. Though you have used it for 3 years or 4 years, 5 years, no matter. If you don't say them that, hey guys, I am using this instance, I'll be using this instance for 3 years, that means you are reserving it. When you reserve it, you will get the discount. If you don't reserve it, you won't get the discount. The pricing methods you understood, right? For all the services, it's pay as you go. If you wanted to use it for longer duration, you can use reserved instance, RI, which will save the money. And for some services, how much, like the more you use, the more discount you get.
So
these
do
are
we have to know all about this?
What is it?
Do we have to really know all about it? So it's just you're saying for knowledge.
Yeah, this you'll get it for examination. These are examination topics. So basically, example, you're an architect in AWS architect. So you will pitch your architecture to some team. Like there is either management team or application team. So you pitch your architecture for them. So then the first thing they'll ask is, because most of the management and application team, they'll be worried about budget. The first thing they'll ask you is, how much does it cost? Then you should be able to say that you cannot say I don't know, right? You should be able to say that, see, according to the duration, if you want this instance for 3 years, you'll get this discount. Even though you're a cloud engineer, when you spin up the instance, sometimes these queries will get, they'll ask you also, stating that like, how much does it charge, what is the cost of it. You don't need to remember everything like this, but you need to know that these are the things you can. So basically, if you are a cloud engineer, or if you are working on your project, example, leave everything. If you are working on your own project, or you are working on your own team, you have your own company. So if you don't know that you have this option, which is reserved instance option, you have an instance for 3 years, and you will be pay as you go, and you are basically paying 75% more. Here you can save 75%, right? If you know this. So you need to know all these factors for that.
Oh, thank you, Srikant, for letting us know.
Yeah. So, and for the examination, you'll get these questions too. And next thing, the second thing is, as I explained you, when you pitch your idea, or when you pitch your architecture, or when you try to say that, yeah, hey, I need an instance, for the first thing people will ask is the cost. Okay, so there are two types of cost calculators in AWS. Okay, one is uh, okay, one is TCO calculator. So TCO calculator is nothing but, you know it's like total cost for ownership. That means when you are comparing the instances from on-prem to the cloud. Okay, example, initially I told you, Payal wanted to start a business. What she has to do, she has to rent out the whole place, and then she have to buy the data center, right? All the servers, all the physical servers. So what this TCO tool does is, it will compare you that if you buy this whole data center and use it for this much time, you will have this cost. And if you use the same services in our AWS cloud, you will get this cost. So that this will help people to estimate that, okay, this much of cost you are saving. So that it is very easy to convince management or someone who don't want to move into the cloud. It is very easy for us to convince them to move into the AWS cloud. So this is basically the comparison between out of AWS and in AWS, that is out on-prem versus cloud. If you have any servers in on-premise, if you are using the same thing on cloud, it will give you the price comparison between the regular on-prem servers to the cloud servers. And the second thing is AWS S3. Yeah, so this is S3 calculator. So this is the second type of calculator, which is internal to the AWS. Example, in the previous scenario, what we have discussed, uh, like Mohammed have pitched up an idea to the management. So they'll say like, how much does it cost? So what you'll do, you will select. So example, we'll just try to do what we already know. Okay, example, we'll go for, everyone have created EC2 instance, right? We'll start with EC2 instance. So see, EC2 instance is selected, and you need to choose the region. So I think most of you guys have created in North Virginia. Okay, and then instance add a row. Okay, so I'll put something like test, and it's only one, and the usage is this much. And what type of instance you have created? You have created T2, right? And you have used Windows, and you have created T2. T2 micro, right? Or T2 nano? T2 micro, I think most of you have selected the T2 micro. Close and save. So see T2 micro and the billing options. So if you can see the monthly cost, it gave us the monthly cost. So if you, after the 12 months, if you spun up the same instance and you have used it for the whole month without shutting it down, your cost will be $11. Okay, in the same way you can also add more instances, and you can also estimate the whole thing for your complete what is it like, for your complete project. So you can get the cost estimation by this. So how many types of calculators are there? Two types of calculators. The one is the TCO one, and the other one is AWS S3 calculator, S3 price calculator. Okay, um, you don't need to say it as S3 price calculator. You need to say like AWS pricing calculator, because these guys have hosted this in S3. That's the reason we put S3 in it. But you can say AWS price calculator, and the other one is AWS TCO calculator. Okay, in this one you will be calculating, you can calculate the charge inside of the cloud, and in TCO you will be calculating the comparison from the cloud to on-prem. So this is clear, right?
One question. What do you mean by that? You state that without shutting it down. So there is a price difference between without shutting it down, continuously running, and we stop some time during the day, means like it will charge differently. Is that you're trying to say?
Yeah, see, I've already mentioned, mentioned that you will be paying only pay as you go. That means if you are using an instance for 1 hour, you will be only paying for that 1 hour. If it is 0.001 cents, you will be using the same thing. But here, if we have given the usage 100%, that means all the hours. If you can see, I've scrolled down and you can see the number of hours you expect. That means 100%, that is 24 hours a day for whole month. But if you're stopping in between, you can reduce your utilization to 80 or 90 by calculating the hours, how many hours you can use it.
So is depend upon based on the operating system, right?
It's not with the operating system. It's like, the type of instance, the type of operating system, the how many hours you use, all that stuff. It's not depending on one thing, it's depending on a lot of things. That's the reason you have selected 100% utilization. You have selected Windows, you have selected T2 micro. Let's see. So example, we have selected Windows. Let's select Linux. See, Linux is much cheaper. But here, even with the Linux, if you select a different type, which is what is instance type? Can anyone say what is instance type? I've already explained this. What is an instance type? Shilpa, can you say? Anyone else?
Instant type means you're talking about memory storage.
No, instance type is not a memory storage. In the first class, I've given you a clear picture. CPU and RAM, right? CPU and RAM together is called as instance type.
CPU.
Storage is EBS volume. It's a different thing. Okay, so no one remember that instance type?
RAM, CPU, graphics, instance type, right?
Yeah,
Yes, CPU graphics and RAM.
yeah.
And EBS is hard drive.
RAM, CPU, graphic was the instant type.
Yes. When if it is storage, that is EBS volume. So this is what you are getting charged for. So when you change this instance type, you are basically you're increasing the CPU. See if you can see the CPU, you are increasing it to 16, to 2, you're selecting whatever it is, and also you're selecting the memory. If you increase it, the cost will be more. See, the cost is $298. And this is just for your compute. Again, you need to add your EBS volume. So this is what I can say. When Deepka, you have asked, right? If I stop the instance, so this $298 you can save if you stop the instance. But if you are using something like how much basic, you're creating 30 gig, right? You're not using any snapshot.
Shrikant, one doubt. This is Deepak here.
Yeah, Deepak, go ahead.
Yeah, when you select the usage, if we
Hmm.
select some other value rather than 100, if it is 80 or 70, uh, how will it take the hours in 24 usually?
So example, for 1 month, it is if it is like 30 days, take it 30 days.
Hmm.
If it's 30 days, how many hours will be there?
It will be 30 into 24 usually.
Yeah, yeah. So that is 100%. So if you know how many hours you will be shutting down the machine, just for an estimation, you
Okay.
can take that and you can get some percentage. It's just for idea. So see, this is not like exact thing. This is just an estimation. Okay, this is for management purpose for anyone. If you so basically in regular IT structure or regular IT stuff, you won't be involved in all this pricing stuff because the management will take care of all those things. So they will talk about how much the cost is, how what is the cost estimation, what is the budget. So everything will be managed by the management or some finance department, and the management they both work together. But when coming to AWS, because those guys don't know much in it, so they'll take help of engineers and architects to get an estimation. So I have in the AWS, I have worked like almost 4 to 5 different projects with different companies. I've worked in bigger companies and smaller companies. All the companies have depended on me basically. I worked in engineering department, I worked in IT department and all that stuff. But they have come and asked me, "Hey Srikant, do you know how much this will charge?" So I basically go in and check this, and I'll give it for them. So because it's a new thing, most of them have a lot of gaps, and like 90% of people don't even know this exists. Simple monthly calculator, which is online.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, that will create a dependency on you in the company, and whenever they need cost, they'll come to you and they'll get it. And that will be so in one of the project. They initially it came to me, and I have uh, given a dedicated resource only to do this stuff. Check the estimations and check the regular costs, like the billing cost. So
Okay.
this is one of the biggest factor. They don't know how much it's costing. Initially, we'll say like it's only pay as you go, but basically people may overutilize it, and people will just basically just a simple example. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
If you can see here, in this company, we have EC2 instance. If I'll go to EC2 instance, if I'll go to volumes, if you can see, there are some volumes which are available. That means they have created it and they didn't delete it. You can see this.
Okay, and company will pay for all this
Yes.
unnecessary?
Yeah, this is unnecessary, right? I'll just select it and see when it was created. It was created on November 8, 2020. So that is how many months? 3 months from now. They're not even using it, but they have just created and left it out there.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
suddenly you'll get a lot of bill and someone will ask you why you need this all bill. Then you will say like, okay, there are like this many available instances. What are you guys doing? Well, like, what, do you need it? And it's like, yeah, we have left it for some testing. We need it. You can say in that way. But basically, if you don't need it, you can just select these things and you can delete it. So basically, if I'm there in any company, I do it for every 3 months or 4 months. The cleaning stuff. If people are not using it, I'll go to each team and say like, hey guys, you're getting this issue, so you need to fix it. Either you delete it, or just give us purpose why you are using it and how many days you will be using it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Shrikant.
So
Thank you.
in that, so in
And one
that,
question,
yeah,
sorry about that.
yeah.
Like you said that like it's based on the requirement, we can delete it and we can recreate it, right?
Mhm.
What if we delete it by mistake, the one we need it?
Yeah, then it's gone.
It's gone. We cannot recover it.
No, if you have a backup, example, if you're deleting any volume, right, you
Uh-huh.
need to take backups. If you can see snapshots are called backups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll get to that topic. But if you have snapshot, if you have backup, then you can get it from there. But if you don't have it, that is gone. So
Then it should be a retention period of time in the snapshot, though, right?
yeah, for all the instances, if you can see all the snapshot, by seeing this snapshot itself, I can say that all these are root volumes. Okay, so only root volumes will have automatic snapshot when you created it.
Okay. And it is for a certain period of time, or we have to give the retention period.
Now see, this is the snapshot is at point of time, right? At some point of time. It's not like it will replicate all the data whatever you have until now. It's not like that. So the snapshot was created on 21st to 2021 at 6:31. So at that point of time, what you have, you will go into that state. You won't have all the data. So you should have the present data. Like if you're deleting, I've just deleted it, right? There might be some data after February 21st, 2021. In these 3 days, there might be something in it. Then you need to have the latest snapshot.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back. We're going off topic. Let's go back to this thing. So now you understood the calculator stuff and pricing stuff. Pricing, how many types of pricings are there? Like how do they price? Three types. One, pay as you go. Two, reserved instance. Three, how much you use, you get that much discount, right? Three of them. And how do you calculate it? You'll calculate in this way. Okay, why I'm saying the people will come to you and they'll ask you about this is, see, this is like very important, guys. Even see, one of the biggest advantage with the cloud is, okay, if you're working in regular companies and regular jobs and regular stuff, you will have like the hierarchy, like you will have your manager, you'll have some directors on them, or you'll have the CEO, CFOs on them. Being in cloud, the biggest advantage what I have seen all these years is, you will have like complete visibility to like top of the organization. Like example, some suddenly like vice president or those people will directly come to you and say like, hey, you are working in this project, right? Do you know all this stuff? So they'll ask like, yeah, so can you get me like how much does it cost for all this stuff. You know all the instances, you'll just get selected and you will do it in that way. So everyone, most of the people will completely dependent on you, not only for costing, that for the services. They'll come to you and ask like, hey Srikanth, do you have any service like monitoring service like Splunk in AWS? They'll ask something like that. Basically in AWS you will have all the services, almost all the services, whatever you get externally, whatever softwares you have, whatever applications you have, whatever SaaS thing you have, everything can be done in AWS. So they'll ask you, is there a better service in AWS? I was like, yeah, it's there. You can do it this way. Even email service, hosting service, everything is there. Even right now we have Teams, right? What is it? The Teams meeting. In the same way, AWS Chime is there. So every service is there. So people like you will have like directly the directors, vice presidents, they'll directly approach you and they'll talk to you because you are the only expert. They can't hire 100 cloud engineers in a company. There'll be only like one team and there are only few people who work, and if you're skilled, and people will easily know it. Basically, just in a simple word, you can run the show if you have the grip in the cloud. Okay.
Good to know that, Srikanth. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. I appreciate
Yeah.
for passing this knowledge.
Yeah, no problem. So now we know two types of calculator. One is TCO and the second one is this calculator. This is very much useful. Go through it. Just try to, you don't need to, use this, or you don't need to work on this stuff, but just try to um, you know um, get your hands dirty and just check everything. Okay, if I put this one, what is it costing? If I put this one, what is it costing? How many things I can do? How many instances I can add? So all this stuff, if you know right in forehand, if someone comes to you and you can you can just open the screen and you can quickly do this stuff, and they'll be like, okay, yeah, he know all this stuff, so uh, he's a professional. They'll think in that way. If they'll come, they'll be on your shoulder and you will be, I think there is something here, I think there is something here, you'll do that way. And it's like, okay, this guy also don't know, then I can do it myself. I'll go and check it, and they'll go for this calculator and go check it. But if you if you are like comfortable with this UI, adding this stuff, and okay, I'm adding this in instance type here, I'm adding how many hours on this thing, so that okay, then they'll think like, okay, there are so many components which I don't know, and which he knows it, so he will be dependent on you in that way. So mostly in IT jobs, make sure you put some dependency on yourself so that you'll sustain in the company and the project. So that's a personal advice, not the cloud training. Okay. And next topic. So next topic is support plans. This is also very, very, very important. Before you use this console, you need to know these things. Only then you can see example, previously before knowing this pricing stuff, you have created this instance. So that's the reason you're asking me couple of times that, hey Srikanth, if I stop the instance, will I get charged? So that's the reason, before you get into the console, before you try something, you need to know all this stuff. Then again, you will feel comfortable doing something. Otherwise, you'll be like, okay, if I created this, it might create a supercomputer and I'll be getting like thousands of bill. AWS support plans. Okay. This is also very important for your examination. Basically, if you can see all the accounts, most of you guys have created your accounts. I don't know if anyone is, I forgot to ask this question. Did any one of you still don't have these accounts yet created? Is anyone there like that? except Priya. Anyone? So except Priya, I think expect everyone else have created the AWS account.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So when you create it at the last, I think last or last before tab, it would have like asked you what is the support plan you need to select. Okay. So most of you might have selected the basic support. That's what I expect. I don't expect you to select developer or business. You'll be getting charged for that. So mostly you will be getting the basic support. For the basic support, that is for any personal account, when any account is created, everyone will get the basic support. So what is the in basic support? What do you get? You get 24/7 access to the customer service documentation, white papers, and support forms. Okay. By seeing this 24/7 access, don't think that okay 24/7 someone will pick your call and they'll fix your issues. It's just the online documentation what you have, and white papers we have already discussed that, right? All the topics will be there in the white papers, and support forms. So there will be some forms where you can post that, hey guys, I have this issue. Those are public forms. Even AWS people will reply on it, and regular people who work externally also will help you in that. So that is the basic support you have. And trusted advisor is a service in AWS which is free, and what it does is it will give you 7 core advices. In the name itself it says advisor, and in the name itself you can see trusted, so you can trust these advices. Okay, and this is very helpful tool. Basically it will give you all the advices, like if your account is going into some threats. Example, everyone have created your instances, and I expect everyone have created the security groups open to internet, which is 0.0.0. So that is one of the security risk, so that you will get it in the trusted advisor. And personal health dashboard is nothing but it will show the health of the AWS services in different regions. Basically, this is not on you, this is on AWS. So that means in data warehouse, if they are doing some maintenance or if there is some issues, they will post it in this health dashboard, so that you will know if there is something going wrong. First you will go here and see like, oh okay, there is some background work going on, so there is some maintenance going on, that's the reason there is an issue. But for the trusted advisor, let me quickly show you trusted advisor, because all these 7 core trusted things you will get questions in your examination, like what are the 7 um, core things on the trusted advisor. You can see the trusted advisor, right? Okay, see, if you can see, there are like a lot of recommendations. See all these, so all these things can be um, it will automatically check every resource in this whole account, and it will give you a report like this. It says like, okay, this is an issue, this is an issue, these are the issues. So cost optimization, this is one of the good things. See, most of the companies or most of the businesses, what they do is, if you use more, they'll get a lot of money, right? So they will make you use most of the services. But here what AWS is doing is, it will give you a cost optimization. That means, example, uh, Shilpa have created an EC2 instance which is T2 large. Okay, and she is using like very little, very little usage. Like example, she's just opening that and she's opening some Excel sheet and she's doing some work and she's closing it. So the CPU percentage is below 10%. Then what it would say, then what this trust advisor would say is like, hey Shilpa, you have used this instance for 1 month below 10% of CPU. That means you can go back to T2 micro or T2 medium, which will save you $200 per month, right? Because you don't know you have selected it, and it will give you that cost optimization. Right now it's not there, but basically let me see if it is running. So you need to refresh the services so that it will give you, and performance. Even the performance is also like the same thing. If there is some lag in performance, or if there is like, if you are using very big applications in small instance, you can say they will advise you that, hey, to increase your performance, increase CPU, something like that. And security, as I told you, see the security groups. See, I have opened this should check for you also. You should also get this issue. You have opened it for 000, that is opened for internet. So that's your security risk. So it will give you that thing. Even this one also, it should get MFA on root account. But most of, I don't know if you guys have already added multi-factor authentication. That means you will get a code on your phone if you have to access this root account, something like that. That is for security. So it will give you all these recommendations. So just just remember, it will ask you what are the 5 things trusted advisor advises you on. You need to remember it's cost optimization, performance, security, fault tolerance, and service limits. Okay, you know all these 3, but you might have some questions on fault tolerance and service limit. Let us discuss on fault tolerance and service limit. You know what is fault tolerance? Anyone? Anyone? Fault tolerance.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I can try. Like,
Yeah.
if there's something error happens or some security breach has happened, then how should the system react on that? Like risk mitigation, something related to that.
Yeah, you're almost there.
And
Uh,
like if there is too much load on the system, then how it should react, and if
okay.
like storage issue, like the whole memory is full, and then how it should handle it, stuff like that. So
Okay.
tolerance system is.
Yeah. I mean, you're almost there, but the exact thing is HA, high availability. Okay, fault tolerance can also be, it's like what is it?
If you got with the system fail.
Yeah. So in the name itself, it's we can see, right? It says like fault tolerance. That means if there is any fault, if some fault has happened, when can you tolerate it? Only if you don't have any loss, right? You can say, okay, that's okay, no problem. When can you say that word? Only when you don't have much losses on it. So in that situation, you will get HA, high availability. High availability is nothing but, if example, how I don't know if Payal or Deepka who have told this, if it is Payal, yeah. If, as you said, if there is any issue like storage issue or some unavailable issue or something, it was down, like some instance is down, at that point of time you have a backup instance where people can connect and it won't affect the business. We can say it as also business continuity. So though there is a fault, though there is an issue, though there was a problem, it was your business is continued. There is no issue because you have a backup or you have a highly available mission parallel to it. Okay, then we can say it's a fault tolerance. That very it's a, like in the plain English you can, what you can say is when you can tolerate the fault only when you don't have any losses, when you don't have the losses, when you have a backup, right, when the business is continued without any interruption. So all the HA stuff, example, you have only one instance and you don't have it, it will give you that, hey, you are in risk. If that instance is gone, your business is gone. Like you don't have any backup for it, you don't have any high availability for it. So there won't be any fault tolerance on that. If there is a fault, that is gone. That cannot be tolerated. You understood? Or you have any gaps on it?
No, no, yes, Srikant, got it. But another thing I would like to ask you, and I know it's off the topic or on the topic, I don't know, but I came up with one thing in my mind that what happened if the power outage seriously means like how AWS works with the entire huge platform.
Yeah, so if you can see the data center has their own power. They generate their own power and they do it. Mostly 99.99% they are saying that they won't be having any issues because they will be getting power from the nearby power source, and to that backup they also have their own you know power generating missions which can continue their business.
Oh, like UPS backup
Yeah,
generators.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's the reason they're giving it's
There is
99.999.
this problem, right? If there is electric power outage, so
Yeah,
not worry about it. So
yeah,
I can continue their work. Engineer can continue their work with the UPS generator backup. With
yes.
this entire huge, I'm not talking about the particular one region like North America or South America or India. I'm just talking in general.
Yeah, in general, you won't, that is impossible, right? The whole world. That means the world should end actually, because you see it. Yeah, yes, that is the 0.000.1 stuff where they have given, right? That's the natural calamities because it has all those 22 regions and any one of the regions should survive.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, even the whole US is wiped out, there should be UK servers and Indian servers. All the servers should be available. Like all the availability zones and regions should be available at that time. Okay. And fault tolerance, you got it, guys. I know few of you guys still have questions on this. We have next topics where we work on load balancing and high availability. At that point of time, I will make sure you get this topic. Okay, HA, how that HA is set up and what is backup and what is DR, all that stuff. Don't worry about it. Just think that if you don't have backup or if you don't have any other if you created an instance and if it is deleted, if you don't have backup, then that will be, it will just warn you. See, all these things, it is, as the name says, it's just advice. It's giving you an advice, it's not fixing anything. It's just saying that, hey, you are using this one. If you, it is unrestricted, like you're unrestricted it, so anyone can come and hack your missions. So if you want to fix it, you can fix it. If you don't want to fix it, it's your thing. It's just an advice. So all these things are just advices. Just remember the names: cost optimization, performance, security, fault tolerance, and service limits. Service limits is one thing. So example, for any of your account, all your accounts, there is a restriction of the services usage. Example, only the types of missions like M5 or M5X large. There is one type of mission where you can only create 20 missions. After that, you need to request AWS that, hey, I need more instances here. Can you increase my limit? And they do it for free. You don't need to, uh, it's not charged. Okay, in the same way, elastic IPs. Mostly what we do is elastic IPs. Example, let me search elastic IPs. Scaling. So because they'll give, okay, see if you can see elastic IPs on 0 of 16 items have used. That means like only 16 elastic IPs can be used. If you have like more instances and if you want to use more elastic IPs, then you need to increase this service. Okay, you can ask me how you can do it. In that way, everything, if you can see, almost all the services have some limit for your account. Example, just a basic example is like your bank account, right? There will be limit on how much you can withdraw per day. But if you want to withdraw more, you can increase your limit. You know that, right? Everyone know this, right? If you wanted to,
Yes, yes.
then every account has some limit. But if you want to increase that limit, either they'll do it for free or they'll say that, hey, your account need to be like 30 days to get this limit increased, or you need to use for 1 year to get this much of limit or something like that. So in that way, even AWS has limits, but you can request to increase at any point of time. Just go to the support center and create a case. You can see this, create a case. You can see the support plan previously what we have seen, basic plan. Okay, create a case. You can see the center, it's like service limit. So you can create case like if you have some billing issues, you can do this one. If you have technical issues, you can select this. If you have service limit issues, you can select this. And you can say like what type of this thing. I'll go for IP, elastic IPs. Okay, and I'll see like here, see elastic IPs quota. So request to 1, what I would say is in which region you want to increase. Right now, which region, see, when you open a support, it will be global. That means you can you can create a support globally, anywhere. So there are some pages where you go, it will go to the global. It won't select a region. Okay. So here you need to select a region which is North Virginia, and limit classic, new limit, I'll say 25. I need 25 of it. And you can also add more request and say like, hey, I'm planning to start a project where I need 25 IPs. And if you can see this, and see, you can you'll have 3 options. If it says web, it will submit, and at some point of time they will connect back, and they will reply to your email stating that, hey, Krishna, there is the account is on Krishna's name, right? Hey Krishna, this limit has been increased, so thank you for that. And they'll either, if they can increase, they'll do it. If they don't increase it, they'll say like, okay, we're not able to do it. And you can also select chat option, which will create pop up an instance chat button, and you can talk to them and they'll create it. And the phone thing, if you select this phone, they'll ask you your phone number, and you can give that phone number and they'll immediately call you. Okay, example, if you submit it like this, so the case is created there, and it's a general question and the service limit, and it will wait for a representative, and representative will connect to it, and you can just talk, hey, I have this project, I want you to just increase this IP limit, and they'll increase it on fly. Okay, meanwhile the guy will be connected. You can minimize the chat, and let's go back to our topic where we are discussing about plans. So this is the basic plan. You understood, right? They'll give you trusted advisor, they'll give you personal health. Personal health is nothing but you, just now Mohammed asked, right? What if there is a power outage or something? So if there is some maintenance going on in backend and some services are down and it is AWS fault, they'll just put that in dashboard. It's just like a notice board in our office or in our schools or in our universities. They'll put a notice board, right? Tomorrow there is some annual function, or tomorrow there is this thing, so get prepared. In that way, they'll put all those notices in this dashboard. And I have visited this only 2 times in my whole experience, so don't worry about it. No one will go there. And just um, you need to know that these are the things which you get with the basic support, because you will get the questions that what do you get in a basic support. White papers, documentations, and support forms is one thing, and you'll get more other options also. You can select this, and they can also ask you about the trust advisor. And the second, nextly, after the basic, you will have developer, business, and enterprise options. 3 different types of plans. In that plan, in the developer plan, what you get is an email access to the cloud associate. Okay. And one primary contact. And this, if you can see here, the severity, how they'll solve it in less than 24 hours. Sorry, it's greater than 24 hours. And then, no, it's less than 24 hours. And if it is system impaired, that is like severity, like it's more severity, they'll close the ticket in 12 hours. Example, if you have some issues with billing, if you have some issues with some technical things, you can close this with the support stuff. Okay, you got it, right? And how much does it cost? It costs you $29 per month, or 3% of your monthly AWS usage, whichever is greater than this. Okay, example, if you are using like how much, like $2,000, okay, like $2,000 usage per month, then how much will that be? That is $60. Yeah, so that is $60 per month. At that, when you are using $2,000 per month, you won't get charged $29. Only if it is like less than that, you will get 29, or if it is more, you will get according to your usage. So whichever is greater than that, whichever is greater, that you will be paying. And if you can see the next one, for the business, you have phone also. Okay, you will have like phone thing, and then you will have email, and you will have cloud engineer support. And you see, just uh, observe it. Here you have engineers, here you have associates. You understood, right? Associate means right now you are preparing for cloud practitioner, and after that there is an associate exam. After that there is a professional one. All these engineers will come under the professional ones, which is at the third stage of what we are right now, more than like 3 stages up. Associates are one stage up to us, like they'll know all of it, but they might not have worked on those services. But the engineers, they have worked on those services. So for the business, they'll give 24/7 phone, email, and the cloud engineers are available for you. Okay, and you can create unlimited cases. Okay, and if you can see here, even the severity, you have there, you got 2 more severities, which can be 4 hours and 1 hour also. So that means if the production is down, that means if it's like very severe issue, they'll solve it in less than 1 hour. And this costs you either $100 per month or 10% of your monthly usage if it is 0 to 10K, and 7% if it is 10 to 80K. If you're using more, it's 3%. So the more you use, less you pay for the support. Okay, and the most important thing is enterprise. On this you'll get a lot of questions. Okay, in which support plan you will get a TAM is nothing but technical account manager. So you will get an account manager if you have an enterprise thing, and whatever questions you have, you can directly ask him and he can get you appropriate support or appropriate person. SMEs, SMEs, right? Subject matter experts. He can get you those guys, and you can also discuss projects with them, and they can give you best architecture and all that stuff for enterprise. And here you can see there is one more extra severity where it is business critical system down, where they can solve it in 15 minutes. Okay, and which is $15,000 per month only just for support, because you will get the designated account like a technical account manager. He will work only on your account. So it is $15,000 per month, or 10% of 0 to 150, 7% of 152, this thing and this stuff. This is very important, especially the you need to know for the basic one how much what you're getting from the basic. The questions you'll get is what do you get in the basic support: documentation, white paper, and support form, and trusted advisor. And in which support you will get TAM, enterprise. Okay, in which support you will get 24/7 phone, but you don't have any technical account manager, it's business. And in which support you have email access, but you don't have the phone access, that is developer account. So these things, not only in the examination, even in the job place, someone will just come and ask you what type of support we have. You need to know like what type of support we have and what do we get from that support. And they'll say like if someone will come, your manager will come. Right now you have developer support, your manager will come and say like, what is the issue, why the support team is not working, we are paying $100 and all that stuff, and it's been already 8 hours now and it is not solved yet. Then you can say, hey manager, you're paying only $100, and the SLA where they are supposed to close this is 24 hours. If you wanted quick responses, then switch to business, which will get you in 4 hours or in 1 hour, or go for enterprise, which will get you a solution in 15 minutes. So right now we are in developer, that's the reason we have to wait. Okay, In IT, people will always complain. So you need to get prepared for your answers, and with your knowledge, complete knowledge, you can say, okay, this thing, okay, then I said, okay, that's fine, I can wait for 24 hours. Okay, so this is the topic. This is like very important. So everyone got the basic idea of pricing, billing, right? We have discussed both of it today, pricing and billing and support plans. Pricing is how they price you, billing is how you can calculate the billing, and support plans is like what type of support and how much those are charged. So all these three things you're clear, right?
Yes, clear, Srikant. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so if you guys have any questions on these things, any type of questions, any questions? Guys, it will be helpful in your examination, and also you won't be working too much on this stuff, and I won't ask you to by heart this, but at least if you put this in mind, you can talk about it in meetings, and if there is a scenario where you need to discuss, you can say that, hey, AWS have this thing, so that it will be helpful. But in examination, you will get questions, definitely questions on these things. Definitely one or two questions you'll get on enterprise, on basic support, and all these things. You don't need to by heart all this stuff. Just know that you will get TAM for business. You will get sorry, enterprise. You will get 24/7 for 24/7 phone and email for business, and you will get only email access to the developer stuff. Let us see if someone has joined this thing. Oh, this is very important, guys, because um, whoever it is, either manager, director, whoever it's vice president, whatever it is, like they will directly come to you and ask, hey, Deepika, can you please increase the limit? Can you please put a request to increase the limit? Most of them don't know this stuff. They'll say like, hey, I got this issue, I'm not able to get the IPs, I don't know why. And then you can say like, hey, okay, the limit, we have crossed the limit, let me increase that limit and get back to you. You can go open this thing, and that will be increased. And then what happens, you can just go back to the team and say that, hey, this limit is increased, can you try now? They'll try now, they'll try again, and then it will work. So mostly you will have this, because in companies, they won't work in limited space. They'll be working in like very, very, very high spaces. That means in the cloud formation templates, 100 is the limit. We used to go and increase that for every 3 days. Just imagine, for every 3 days we used to increase 100. So that much volume you will have. You understood, right? So this is very important. You need to know how to increase any of the service. Just now I've selected EIP. In the same way, you can select whatever service you have, and you can ask something like this, and they say, yeah, yes, your limit has been increased successfully. So they have done it on fly, right? They didn't ask you any charge, they didn't ask you anything. They'll just increase it. Only thing is you need to ask, and they'll give you some extra information if you wanted to know. We know all these things. Okay, Not to worry about it, both of them. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Just quick question means like how do we know that like limit is over or we are plenty of limits?
Yeah. See, when you're going there, right? I showed you that already. You can go to the trusted advisor. The trusted advisor, there is one. The last thing is service limits. So it will give you for whatever usage it is. Like see if you can see the check your usage, the 80% of the limit. So 0 of 16 items have used, that is more than 80% of this thing. So that means 0. So if it is like here 16 out of 16, that means the limit is gone. Okay. Now let me go to the elastic IPs. So all the limits will be, you will be getting it here. Where is the elastic IP? I think it's 20 minutes ago. 0 out of 16 items. Actually it should go to 25 because we have increased it. Maybe it will take some time to load. But this is where you see your limits. Okay, if it is increased, it will, if it is like almost nearing to the limits, it will give you this warning. Here the action has to be taken. This is red and this is yellow, I think so. Okay, so this is where you see the limits. And then now you got all the things like billing stuff and okay, one more thing we wanted to show you is billing. Okay, if you can see, this is the billing dashboard where you can see the billing and also the service quotas. Also, this is also one more place where you can see the quotas and the limits. So if you can see the cloud formation 200 for modules, how many modules you can do? 100. Nested modules 3. If you want to increase this quota at any point of time, go back to the same thing and increase the service limit. Okay, elastic. Yeah, so in this you'll have this, all these are default quotas. So if you wanted to learn about it, you can come here and you can get it. Okay, But these are just for your information. They won't give you like how much you have used and all that. It will be just AWS default quota and whether it is available to increase or decrease it. So those are the service quotas what you see here. And the second option there is the billing dashboard. So billing dashboard is where you get all your billing. You can see $400 is the billing, and you can see this is on the January bill, and this is your February bill, and this is it's a forecast. Okay, once for this February till now it is 418. If we use in the same way, it will be like 469, and it will also give you for what it is charging. It is charging much for EC2 instance, $384 for EC2. Okay, directory services 33, CloudWatch 0000. Okay, all these are fine. So if you can see elastic block, EBS volume. Okay, so the free tier is completed. For one of the EBS volume, we are using free tier also, because we'll get one year some free tier thing, right? So we got that. So this is where you see bill and cost management. You will see the bill and all this stuff. And then second thing is cost explorer. So basically you can explore the cost, like spend by service view, spend by linked accounts, spend daily spent. In this itself, in this only you can put the tags which I was talking about previously. Billing department is equals to 009. So it will give you how much is billed for that specific account or a specific project, or whatever service are tagged with that, you will get all the cost for it. And you have budgets. You can create a budget stating that, hey, my AWS budget should be only $100. If it is increased, if it is like nearing $100, just send me an email, or stop all the services if the cost is going above $100. Like that you can create budgets, or you can do all that stuff here. All this is like for finance people. You just need to know what those are. You don't need to work on it, but at some point if you wanted to work on this, and there are like for each and every right till now whatever I have told you, for each and every sector or each and every department, there is one people they'll hire. Okay, only just for budgeting stuff they can hire one guy, and who is again the cloud guy. You need to know all the services, and you need to know how it costs. Budget reports you get in the same way, and all these things are regarding the billing. You don't need to, it's not much technical, but you just need to know that yes, you will have a billing dashboard where you can see the cost explorer and budgets and the usage. These are the usages report. You can create the report like how much is the usage. Now you don't need this. This is not much of a, this is like cost allocation tags. This is what I was telling you before. Application active, inactive. So you can, these are the defined one. Application is inactive. So what it does is basically if anyone have used these things, we can also create some auto generated tags, and these tags are which we can predefine, and if these are used in it, it will allocate the cost according to it, according to the tags. Okay, so this is about the cost explorer, billing, pricing, all this. So today's class is all about that. And quickly I'll show you one technical stuff. It won't take much time, but just bear with me. IAM. Okay, IAM is nothing but, can anyone know what is IAM? IAM is identity access management. That means there is this account. Okay, example, I have created this organization and I have like 24 employees working below me. So I need to create users for them, right? Everyone have to access this account. And initially in first class we have discussed, right? I told you anyone can delete it. And someone asked you that there won't be any passwords. Then I said like, no, there won't be, but you can restrict an user with policies that only this guy can only create instance. He cannot delete the instance. I told you, do you guys remember it?
Yes, yes, Srikant, yes.
Yeah. So now what you can do is you can create a user. This is very basic thing. You can see add user. You'll just create a name called Deepika. Okay. I created a name called Deepika and I'll give you, see, this is one more important question you will get. And not only in the question, this is like this is the technical stuff which you need to understand too. When a user is created, there are two types of access it will give. One is AWS Management Console access, and the other one is programmatic access. Okay. AWS Management Console access means this console access. So whatever I'm accessing right now, Deepika can able to access it with her account. Okay. When I selected this programmatic access, it will give you some access keys and secret keys, which you should not give it to anyone. Those are very important so that you can integrate it with any applications. Or you can use it in CLI, or you can use it in SDKs. SDK is software development kits. So when you want to connect your AWS account to any of your third-party tools, you will use programmatic access because you won't have this user ID and password. So ignore this. Go to this AWS management, and this thing is create custom password. Give anything like test123. Okay. Oh, it doesn't take test123. Okay, capital TEST at the rate 123. It should take now. Yeah. So this is the password. You can see the password, right? Test at the rate of 123. Okay. And here, if you select it, it will ask that the user must create a new password for the next sign in. What I would select is I would say no. You can select that also if you're creating a user for anyone. And now this is the part where you give access for. Okay, if you can see, there are policies. See, these are all predefined policies, what you can do in this whole account. Okay, EC2. You can see EC2 full access. That means you will get, you can see the access also here. What you will get full access on EC2. That means you can create it, you can delete it, you can do anything. So for testing, what I would do is EC2 read only. I'll give you read only. Read only means you can just only see it. You can't do anything. Okay, if you can see this one, AWS EC2 read only, right? I'm just selecting it and creating tags, name, Deepika user, and review, and I'll create it. That's it. I've created it. Okay. Now, can anyone volunteer for me? Anyone who want to share your screen? Anyone? Quickly. Payal, do you want to do it?
Okay, I'll try.
You share your screen. I need to stop sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you share your screen?
It should be visible.
Not yet. No, you're not selecting the first one. You need to select the first one. Yeah. Now we can see it. Now we can see it. Don't close it. Yeah. So go to your browser.
What do you see now? Srikanth?
Yeah. So Amit, I think you need to select the first one so that we can see the whole thing. Because if you're selecting a single tab, um, yeah, when you share it, select the first box. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So can you open any incognito tab?
Sure.
Yeah. I don't think it's an incognito because you'll get to your account. Yeah, open it. Yeah. Now try to open AWS console. AWS console management. Yeah. Yeah. AWS management console. So yeah, go to my account or like sign in. Anything should be fine. So my account is beside. Yeah. First one. Yeah. Go there. First one. First one. Okay, so if you can see every time you are getting this thing, right? Root account and IAM user. Just now we have created an IAM user, right? So now we will be using the second option. Okay. No one in the company will use a root user. It's only the personal one people will do it. And either you can give account ID or you can give the account name also. I'll give you account name. Just type V Vertiv VRTIV
VI.
VE VER
Mhm.
TIV TIV.
Okay.
No, not C, it's V. Yeah.
Mhm.
SL. Yeah. Next. Okay. We have just created an user, right? Do you remember what that user is?
Just now,
Yeah.
which you the Deepika one?
Yeah.
I don't know the exact one.
Yeah. Deepika. And what is the password we have created?
Text @123.
Yeah. Correct. Capital T. Mhm. Yeah.
Maybe I have one.
Capital T EST at 123.
Okay. EST. Is the
Capital.
username correct?
It's capital TEST at 123, right? Can you type that in a notepad and just copy it there?
I think is this ID correct?
Yeah, the ID is correct.
Okay. TEST.
No, not text, test, TEST. VRTIVSL.
Is Deepika spell good?
Yeah.
Is this good? What TVSL?
DEEPIKA, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct.
Small doesn't make much difference.
AWSL.
Yeah, it's not taking.
You have given the small letters too, right?
Yeah, I tried the small letter and then T is caps and then just normal test at the rate 123, which we have here. Should I try small? You said?
Yeah.
No, it's not working small. I don't know if I can give you control. Do you
Yeah.
want to try?
You can give me control too. Let me request for.
Okay.
No, scroll up on top of your screen, and there you'll have an option to give the access to the middle in the center.
Really? This particular, or maybe this guy, right? I don't see that option.
Try capital V.
Capital V. Okay, in the account. Sure.
Capital D करो difficult.
Sure.
Yeah, and passwords. Try just capital T. I've used capital T.
Yeah.
Maybe let me reset the password then.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, capital TEST at the rate 123. Okay, just
Right?
changed it. Yeah.
I'm typing this one, which you could see right here.
Yeah.
Exactly same thing. It's not happy with me some reason.
Okay.
I think you typed something Deepika underscore something for the username.
Oh,
No.
really?
The DEEPIKA, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's what we have here.
Okay, let me share my screen and let me do it.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay, I've stopped.
Okay, I'm sharing the screen.
Sure.
You can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, now incognito AWS. I am user.
Same thing.
Okay. Then let's try with what is wrong with this.
Normal.
So the Deepika is the user. This should be fine. Password I've changed it correct. Okay, let me give this account number then. Let's see.
Perfect.
Yeah, the account number is the problem. Okay, now if you can see the user, you'll get the username like this and you'll get that account number. Okay, and you can create the user stuff. Okay, cancel. Okay, if you can see, you don't have permission right now. I just created it, but you can see all the EC2 instances because I gave the read-only access, right? So you can see it basically, but you cannot create it. See, if I try to do launch instance, I'll select the Amazon thing and I'll go to the review and calculate it quickly. And when I say launch, okay, I understand. And then when I do launch, see, you are not authorized to perform this operation. Why? Because what permissions she have, Deepika, what permissions she have? She have only EC2 read only access. You can add permissions. You can select this and you can give EC2 full access. Okay, if I give EC2 full access, if you give admin access, you'll get access to everything. Now I've given EC2. See, other than EC2, see how many services are there. There are 200 plus services, but we are giving only for one service. Okay, so now if I try to create the instance from Deepika's account, Deepika's user, it should let us create the instance, because just now you've seen that, right? I've given access to create the instance, full access to the user. So if I launch it, I acknowledge and I'll go with this, it should create it. See, and all these permissions will be applied on fly. It doesn't take 5 minutes or 10 minutes to do it. Okay.
Shrikant, I got a question. Why do we have to be? Why do we have to log in through IAM user? Why can't we do it from root user and then come to the services and select from the security area IAM there?
Yeah, so the good question. So the thing is, root account is you will have access to everything. That means like everything you will have access to, which should be only with only the account creator. If there are like 20 employees working under me, I won't be giving complete access to them. Example, if you are working in a company, right? You will be having access to use your Outlook. You will be having access to use some Slack or some Jabber or something. But there is always an admin panel where all these things can be controlled, where they create the users, they do all that stuff. That you won't get access, right?
Right.
So here, whatever teams you are in, only for that team this need to be created. And one thing, even for administrator, right, who create this IAM roles, they shouldn't do with root account. Initially, they need to create an admin account, and then the root account, they need to stop using root account
So in a normal scenario, you don't use root accounts at all.
at
Everybody
all.
through IAM user, even
IAM, yeah. So not no, so 20 to 30% people use IAM, and remaining people, what they do is they integrate with their AD, which is their employee ID and password. So
the
they
user
have
ID.
their own directory. Yeah. So they basically, I don't know if you have known the terminology LDAP. So
Yeah,
basically,
yeah,
they put it to the active directory
right,
for what you use your employee ID and stuff. So so it's like SSO, right?
right.
So it will directly log into this thing with your user.
Yeah, I mean, I know the concept of single sign-on, IDM, and all those things. So
Yeah, exactly. So most of the like 70 to 60% of the companies go for that, but most of the other companies doesn't do it because again, AD is the concept of Azure, right? Microsoft, which is a conflict of interest, right?
Right.
So, but but the bigger companies, they don't have any other options. They need to go through this security, so they do it because creating 1,000 employee users is very big thing, right?
Right.
So they go
No,
for a
it's a good integration tool. Everything will come on one platform. Once you log into your system, you will have access to everything.
exactly. Yeah.
And it's secure too. So
Yeah. So for the security purpose, so right now, just now I showed you what the security thing is, right?
right.
If I want Deepika to only create EC2 instance or like only check the instance, I'll give only read-only access. I won't give other access. So even the user I have created, right? You need to initially create one admin user, and that admin user should log in as an IAM user and then create these other users. It's not
So
that every time you want to create a user, you need to go to the root account. No. And the best example here is, see, if I'll go to the billing account, she won't have access. So that she don't know how much the payments are and all that.
right.
Management will take care of it.
But the drawback is, we will not be able to customize the roles, right?
No, no, you can customize the roles.
You can customize
So
the role.
yes, yeah, that is what. If you have selected previously, I told you, right? You can go in a different paths. If you go into the security path, there is like lot of work.
Right.
Example, let me show you. Um, Permissions, right? Here, what we are, you can see this. What we are adding.
Manage policies. AWS.
Yeah. So all the permissions are managed in the form of policy. Okay. Policy is nothing but set of rules. So these are the rules applied to this guy. These are the rules applied for this people, something like that. Okay. If you go to the policies, you can create your custom policy. Okay. So if you can, okay. Let me select same because you guys know only EC2. I'm concentrating on EC2, but there are many other services, guys. Don't think EC2 is the only single service in AWS. We'll go into it deeper. If you can see this, if I select all, you'll get all of them. See, if I select all, there are 123 in list, 22. See, this many permissions you're giving at a time. See, just for EC2 itself.
So the policies are a bunch of policies will make one role, or the policy itself is a role. What I'm
Set,
trying to do, I'm trying to
set,
compare with SAP. We have a role
yeah,
which
set of
transaction there.
set, yeah, set of policies is called role.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Simple.
so you can add like any policies and do it. Okay,
Yeah.
you can either do it in this GUI way. What I prefer is JSON way. So if you do it, maybe example, let me show this to you. Next tags and okay. Next tags, next. Are we getting any error? Yeah. So resources, you need to select what resources it should be on. I'll go for all, and I don't have any conditions, and I have created it, and I will be giving you a name like test underscore EC2 policy. Okay, and I'll create the policy. So when I create this policy, you can see this is customer managed policy, and this is AWS managed. That means
You cannot
these are
change.
default ones. This is what we have created it. Once you open it, you can also get it in a JSON format. So this is where I basically write the policies. So here I gave star. That means it is done on all the resources, but I can just give it to one EC2 instance also. So resource means I told you right yesterday. Resource means the services provided by AWS. Either
Right.
it might be EC2, either it may be S3. So if I give the name of it, so the names of the resources are defined with ARN, Amazon Resource Name. We call it as ARN. Example, for even for this policy, there is an ARN. This is the ARN, right? You can see ARN means Amazon Resource. What is it? ARN? I forgot. What did I say?
Management,
No, Amazon.
Amazon Management.
No, Amazon Resource Number, or what is it? ARN. What is the ARN full form?
And okay.
Name. Amazon Resource Name. Okay. So for every resource you get it. For every resource. So that is ARN. Okay. So this is how you create this policies. Okay. Tomorrow we'll discuss more about group user policy stuff. This is the basic thing, but you will have few questions on this thing. Next we will go to the core services, which are EC2. Again we'll start EC2. We'll redo it, and I'll give you some tasks what we do in our regular companies. Okay. And we will also deploy an application. Okay, everyone will do it, the basic application. I'll show you how it is publicly available with these instances, so that you will better know the usage of instance. Now you know you are creating an instance, but you don't know why we are creating an instance and how it is used in company. So the next classes you will be able to deploy an application and use it, and also you'll add some files, take backups, all those things we will do it. Okay, in the next classes. For now, this is the thing. You guys have any questions on this thing?
Yeah, can we make like a group policy as well?
The group, there won't be any group policy. You can create a group and attach policy to that group. So whenever you create a user, you don't need to add policy to it. You can just add that, drop that user into that group.
Okay.
So example, let me show it quickly. Group. Okay, let me create a new group. Test. Next step, and you will be selecting the test EC2 policy which we have created just now, and create group. Just it simply. You have just attached that policy to the group, right? Now, previously when I created Deepika's account, you guys remember, right? I have attached the policy, right? Now I'll create a new user, Priya. I created a new user. I've given this management this thing, and auto generated, that should be fine. And I created this, and now I'll just add it to the to the group. You can see the group, right? Just now we created the test group. I'll add it, so I don't need to worry about policy. Okay. So the best usage of this is I can create a group called admin. I can create a group called developer. I can create a group called EC2 developers. So admin will have all access. So in our whole group, if I think like I need to give admin access only to Deepak and Payal and Azmal. So I'll create the users and just drop it in that group. So everyone will get automatically the admin access. I don't need to attach policy to that user. Okay. So whatever users are there in this group, they will automatically inherit the policy of the group.
They have fully access to.
Yeah, whatever permissions you give to this group, you will get it.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So it's very simple, right? It's just like create. It's like simple Facebook paste or like a Facebook post or like how you create your account. It's very simple, straightforward. There is nothing in it. You're just creating creating a user, giving permissions. You just need to know what those services are and what those permissions are. Only that is what you don't know at this point. Other than that, you can able to create a user and you can just attach the predefined policies, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I would suggest is one more thing I wanted to say, guys. If you wanted to create a WhatsApp group, I'll stop recording here so that it won't be